A dramatic shift in India's approach to stray dogs has sparked both relief and debate, as the Supreme Court reversed a controversial order that threatened to uproot millions of animals from their homes. But here's where it gets tricky. The court's new stance balances public safety with animal rights, yet leaves room for interpretation that could ignite fierce arguments. Let's break down the twists and turns of this high-stakes decision. In August, the Supreme Court initially shocked animal welfare advocates by mandating that all stray dogs in Delhi and surrounding areas be captured and relocated to shelters within 8 weeks. The ruling, aimed at curbing the menace of dog bites and rabies outbreaks, directly contradicted long-standing guidelines that required sterilized and vaccinated strays to be released back to their communities. Animal rights groups swiftly mobilized, staging protests and filing legal challenges, warning that mass sheltering would lead to overcrowding, neglect, and even culling. And this is the part most people miss. The court's original order didn't just ignore ethical concerns, it overlooked the logistical nightmare of housing an estimated 1 million strays in Delhi alone, with Noida, Ghaziabad, and Gurugram reporting similar population surges. The Supreme Court's revised ruling, delivered by a 3-judge bench, now allows non-aggressive, non-rabid dogs to return to their capture sites after receiving vaccinations and sterilization. A compromise that has been hailed as balanced, structured, and compassionate by advocates like Alokparna Sengupta of Humane World for Animals India. However, the new policy introduces its own set of questions. For instance, how will authorities scientifically define aggressive behavior? What safeguards will prevent personal bias from influencing which dogs are deemed dangerous? These ambiguities could become flashpoints for future disputes, especially since India accounts for 36% of global rabies-related deaths, according to the World Health Organization. To address public health concerns, the court has banned feeding strays in public spaces and mandated designated feeding zones. It has also empowered citizens to adopt sterilized dogs, provided they commit to lifelong care. Meanwhile, authorities face strict penalties for violating the feeding ban, and animal welfare groups are warned not to obstruct court orders. The justices have pledged to draft a national stray dog policy after reviewing pending cases from other states, a move that could reshape animal welfare laws across the country. Yet controversy lingers. Critics argue that the focus on vaccination and sterilization, while humane, may not be enough to curb rabies if infected dogs remain in the wild. Others question whether the court's approach prioritizes human safety at the expense of animal dignity. Here's a thought to chew on. Should communities be allowed to decide their own solutions to stray dog problems, or does national oversight ensure consistency? We'd love to hear your perspective in the comments. Does the Supreme Court's revised plan strike the right balance, or does it leave too many loose ends?